Today I'm going to decorate my house with only things that I love and a few new additions. And at the same time, I'm going to talk to you about decluttering some of your holiday decor and obligations so that you'll be rocking around that Christmas tree singing Jingle All the Way. So grab your favorite drink, maybe a Santa hat, maybe some cozy slippers or a nice sweater, and let's get started. Due to the fact that I live in a small house, I must make room for my tree. So out goes the island, and I'm going to show you how I do that. I literally have to put it in the solarium. Do your pets love it when you move stuff? Mine does. Gigi, say hi. Gigi, say hi. Now I'm going to tell you, ornaments that are broken or that don't mean anything to you, those should go. Sometimes they even make us feel a little bit sad. And who wants that on their tree? You really should choose to put only things that remind you of good memories or that you're fond of on that tree. And every time you walk by it, it's going to just give you joy. I really hope you're decorating with me and maybe going through your stuff at the same time that we're talking. Now, when I do a project like this, well, the Christmas tree setup, I always come back around and get under where my island was, because if I don't, it will remain gross. There's no way about it. You know, people basically make a spill and then I don't know about it. So, you know, it's just the way it goes. There we go. That's all clean. Now I'm going to take a break for a second and I'm going to talk to you guys a little about my next point. All right. So do you have holiday decor when you're pulling it out this year? Just take notice of things that you go, I just don't want to put that out. Because I guarantee you, those are the exact items that should just go. You should part ways with those. Because if you don't want to, hey Gigi, if you don't want to put it out now, chances are you're not going to want to put it out in the future. And it's probably one of those either sentimental items or an item that you're keeping out of obligation. So just part ways with it. You're not going to hurt people's feelings. And you're really the most important anyway, right? So just have things that you enjoy, that's it. And you know what, if you're out shopping and you see something that's really cute, you go ahead and get that. If that brings you joy, there's nothing in the rule book that says you cannot acquire something that brings you happiness. It's always good though to get rid of the ones that you don't get rid of the ones that don't make you happy in order to implement things into your life that do. And in a couple of minutes, I'm going to be putting together something I newly acquired. I cannot wait for you to see it. Little intermission. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. And please leave me a comment below. I would absolutely love it if you gave me some ideas that I haven't covered here. One thing that I find I always need to declutter at this time of year is the gift bags and tissue paper and boxes that are damaged. I don't know if you guys do this, but I save my stuff and I put it in my gift bag. I think it's called the gift bin. And I definitely love reusing things. In fact, I reuse the same bags that are gift bags that I got my kids when they were little. And they still have held up. But there's a lot of things these days that don't hold up quite as good. And those I part ways with. So if I have tissue paper that is all crumpled up, I know I'm not going to use it. So why am I keeping it, right? So let's just go ahead and get rid of those kind of items. Things change right now. This is something my whole family would be doing. But instead I'm doing it because everyone else is at work or at school and they just don't have the time for this. But they're all coming over tomorrow and we're going to have fam night and we're all going to put up the ornaments together and I'm so excited about that. But this tree is not light, you guys. Not light at all. But I am determined to get it up. Holy mackerel. Oh, jeez. Well, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Look how it's coming together. Yay. Love it. Love, love, love. Am I tall enough? Yes, I am. All right, I don't even have ornaments up and Gigi is already getting into the tree. A few years ago, we were walking in the mall, my daughters and I were walking in the mall. We always took the shortcut to get to the good bathrooms in Pottery Barn. So here we are just walking through Pottery Barn and my daughter spotted the most cute ornaments I'd ever seen. Typically, we always had these big white balls on our tree year after year after year, and I loved them at the beginning, but you know, I wasn't really attached to them. But when I saw these little wooden snowflakes, that was it. I got rid of the white balls and I never looked back. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but my cat Gigi loves to get into the tree. We thought that she outgrew it last year, but apparently not. And last year she was about 10 pounds less than what she weighs this year. So her weight is such that she could literally bend these branches down, and we can't have that. So if you have a tree that's lit up in a color you don't love, like just plain white or all the colors, and you want to do something different, do it. If you want an all blue tree, do it. If you want a red tree, do it. This is Christmas, and really I think that you should choose things that uplift you. Do you have more than one tree? Well, you're talking to a person who had several trees at once. I had my main tree. Each of my kids had a tree, so that's 4 more little trees. I had a tree in my bedroom that was about 4 feet tall. And then after all of that, I put it all away and I got out yet another tree, which I called the winter tree. It was white and it had yellow balls, and it pretty much uplifted me until my cats decided that they would like to go in it. And that is just not any fun, right? So I got rid of all but the one tree. And one of the main reasons too was because I found myself feeling like A, I didn't want to put my decor up because it was just so much. And B, at the end of Christmas, I felt like I could hurry up, take it all down just so I could get my winter tree up and get that off my plate before real life starts again after January 1st. I got these from Tuesday Morning many years ago. They came in a dark brown kind of rustic color that just didn't fit with my decor, but I just love these. And I really love the price too, if I'm being honest. I wrap these every year because I did paint them. I'm afraid that they'll get scratched. So when I store them in my bins, I don't have them next to anything else. I just kind of have them sitting in there really safely, and maybe put soft things on top, like the stockings or a tree skirt or something like that, so that they don't rub up against one another and get damaged. But while I am setting up these stockings, I just wanted to say something about holiday obligations. I feel like we have so many commitments at this time of year. It's like on steroids, right? You don't do anything else for about 11 other months, and then all of a sudden everything explodes, and it can be stressful. If you're an introvert like my daughter, I always have to make sure that I'm careful with her obligations because it expends her too much. She needs deposits into her energy bank. She cannot go on full speed, and then I cannot expect her to be in a good place. It's just how she is made, and she knows it. So if we have an obligation, the next day she's pretty much off on her own, doing her own thing, maybe, you know, spending time reading or watching TV, just downtime for her to recharge those batteries. And so if you're like that, go ahead and do the same thing. I think I'm gonna move this just slightly. Let's see. Yeah, looks good. Due to my mirror, I would love it if I could fit these nice in space, but it looks pretty good, and then it doesn't block the fireplace either. I got these many years ago. Obviously my kids are older, so of course I did. And I went to this blanket party of all things. I don't know if you've ever heard of a blanket party. This lady named Ursula used to come to my neighborhood, and it's sort of like a Tupperware party, only with blankets. Do you guys remember the gnome trend. I got sucked into this little guy, but I really do like him. Isn't he cute? And here's what the fireplace looks like. I think it's beautiful. Simple, but beautiful. When you're putting your stuff away this year, if you've had some things that you have gotten rid of, you might have a couple extra bins. And if you do, you can do what I did, which is have gift bins. So that during the year, if I come across an item that I feel someone I love will love, I go ahead and stick it in that bin. But I don't want to forget about it, so I put it also in my phone. I have in my notes section celebrations and gifts, and I have everyone that I would purchase a gift for in there, and I put down the item that I'm holding in that bin, just so that I don't forget about it. Do you guys have a to-do basket? This is something I'm implementing this year for the first time, and I really like it. It's sort of like a list. But a physical in-person list that you have to attend to. So I'm going to do another video where I talk about some of our traditions, but I got these at Trader Joe's. They're cute little gingerbread house kits, and they have little animals. Every year, my family does a contest, and it would cost a small fortune if I were to give every person a packet of this. So we work in teams. So anyway, I'm excited about that one. But that's in my to-do list. Another one is Christmas cards. Now I'm going to say something here right now. I feel like I'm only this year going to give cards to people I want to keep in contact with, or that send me one. Because I think that oftentimes we just stress ourselves out mailing all these cards out, and it's too much. It really takes away from our peacefulness, right? So you might want to do the same thing. Consider who you really love and care about and who you want to remain in contact with. Sometimes people are just in our lives for a season, and it's okay to let them go. So you don't have to buy extra pillows just because you want some holiday warmth on your couch. You can use what you have and just buy a little cover to go over the ones you already have, which creates much less inventory. I also just wanted to point out how I keep my regular ornaments. I put them in little bags as well, because again, it doesn't allow them to go up against each other. Most of the time, you wouldn't have to do it with something like this, but things like, I don't know, like this, it would get scratched up. So I just go ahead and do that. And then also this would for sure possibly even break. I try to put the real fragile ones up toward the top and the heavier duty non-breakables at the bottom. And it just really helps keep things nice and safe. Also, I put them in a small bin versus a large bin so that it just allows it to not be so cumbersome when I'm going through it. And also I kind of categorize it. So this one here is my kids, I think. Or no, this one here is special ornaments. Just things that we picked up along the years that we love or that were given to us. And then I have another bin strictly full of my kids' items so that it's easier for them to access and decide what ones they want to put up on the tree when we decorate. Now we have a bulletin board that we have reminder kind of things on there, but at this time of year I take all of that down and I display things that my kids made me a long time ago, but I just have fond memories of it, so I like to pull those out. Look at this. To Mama, so sweet. This is our bulletin board that I mentioned, and what I do is I take those little pictures that my kids made, I clear everything off, then I put those pictures on here, and then as I get Christmas cards, I go ahead and put them up. But I just thought I'd share one thing with you. When my dad passed away, I got a lot of DoorDash because I had to stay up in Michigan and handle some stuff, but this little card, I haven't gotten rid of it. It's been a few years, and they didn't know what was going on in my life, but I just thought, how sweet was it that somebody gave me a message like this, and it was just perfect timing. So I would say during this holiday season, one top tip is to make somebody's day, just like my dad said. Just say something or do something that is above and beyond what you would normally do to help someone feel special. And one last thing too is that I go ahead and take the envelopes from the cards that I receive. I stick them in a little pile, and then as I have time, I write them out as I go. Now this is what I said I'm so excited about at the beginning. It is going to look like this. Last year, my daughter had a Christmas contest at her work. I think I referenced this in another video, but it was so fun coming up with ideas with her. And I had recently, at the time, come across an idea to do, you take paper bags and you make big snowflakes, and they're all unique. And it was fantastic, and I wanted to keep those, but they just got trashed in my memory bin room. So I decided when I saw these at IKEA to give them a shot. Now, as you can see from the picture, it does look lit up, but I don't intend to use it that way because I would like to hang these from my ceiling. This is one of those situations that's the storm before the calm. I have stuff all over the place, but can't do anything about that. Right now, I'm going to test out the heaviness of these IKEA stars that I found. I just want to make sure before I put all of them together that this is going to be a viable option. So the string's hanging down, not so pretty right now, but it's going to get better. I will trim it. If this works out, I'll trim it. So far so good. This does feel like it's going to hold. I'm really, really excited about this because this is just gonna be so gorgeous. Look, you can kind of get the feel for it, right? Maybe I should have gone up a little higher with this because it's so close to the chandelier, but I'm gonna live with it right now. Now I got these wreaths. They're wool wreaths, believe it or not. They're so cute. They were under $10 last year at Trader Joe's. I'm not sure if they will be selling the same ones this year, but I love the neutral colors with this because you can also leave these up a little past Christmas just to give your house a little bit more warmth. Another quick tip is to wipe your lids off. They have been in storage all year, and you know that they have dust and gross stuff on them. At least mine do. Maybe yours are perfect. But this is what I do, inside and out. But you might find some items such as this bear that you no longer love, that doesn't really have too much meaning. Now this guy does, my husband loves him, so there's no way I'm getting rid of him. But you might have things like this, and you can see he takes up some room, takes up a lot of room actually. So if he wasn't special, he would be going bye-bye. Now this angel here might be on the chopping block this year. I'm not quite sure, but we did not use it last year. It's one of those things that I might be a little bit tired of and sort of really coordinated with my previous white balls I talked about. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it because we used the most beautiful red bird at the top. Let's see. Oh, I remember what this is. All right, this is a recent addition to my holiday decor. I got it last year. It was a gift from one of my kids, and the colors, I don't know, it just reminded me of that Scandinavian IKEA vibe. And now let me say this, they did have matching mugs and all sorts of accessories. I was tempted, but I did not do that. I just said to myself, I'm enjoying this one item. I don't have to have the whole collection. And that's what I did. And so I love to bake at this time of year, and I really enjoy this being on my counter. Oh, how cute. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so my kids, when they were little, my grandmother died. She's the one I spoke about in a previous video that my dad and I were doing her estate sale. My dad, it really wasn't his forte, so he was pretty amazed by everything that we had accomplished. But this was one of those creative things I saw in a magazine one year. Grandma had tons of buttons and thread. I cannot even tell you, every drawer you opened had some of that stuff. And I wanted to commemorate her in a very simple and creative way with my kids, so they had a good memory of her for years to come. And we made these little button deer. Isn't that cute? It's all made out of buttons and those little pipe cleaners. I hope that you have the same kind of reaction as I do when I'm going through mine, and you will feel differently. Every time you look at this stuff, it's not going to seem like clutter to you. It's actually going to seem meaningful. So let's get rid of the rest that is not that way. Watch this next video for gift ideas that will help you not go broke this Christmas. And just a heads up, I'm going to be releasing a new video every Friday.